Alright, this is a voice memo. October 14th, 2024. It's 2:38 a.m. and I'm sitting in the parking lot of a closed mattress firm off Bandera Road recording this into my phone because I don't want to be at my apartment right now. I'll explain why. Case came in the third week of September. Insurance adjuster at Southwest Mutual, named Patel. We'd worked maybe 40 cases together. He calls me on a Tuesday. Marcus Delano, 44, construction site manager for a developer working the new builds along Loop 1604. Workers' comp claim for lumbar disc herniation. Couldn't lift, couldn't walk more than 50 yards, couldn't drive. Claim was $340,000. Standard disability surveillance. 3 days minimum, 5 preferred. Photograph the subject, document activity level, compare to the stated limitations. I've done 1,000 of these. You park, you wait, you shoot, you invoice. I set up across from the Ridgemont Apartments off Wurzbach Road. Mid-rise, 3 stories, external stairwells, beige stucco going gray. Subject lived in Unit 312, 3rd floor, northeast corner. I had a clear sight line from a strip mall lot, closed nail salon, a vape shop, Valero on the corner. Backed the Accord into a spot between a dumpster and a light pole, angled the Canon through the tinted rear window on the beanbag tripod. Opened the Valero coffee. Scanner on low. Late September in San Antonio. 87 degrees at 10 p.m. Windows cracked 2 inches for airflow. Cicadas in the tree line behind the complex so loud you couldn't hear the traffic on Wurzbach. Days 1 through 8 were clean. Subject emerged twice daily. Mailbox run at 10:15 a.m., consistent within a 3-minute window every morning. Dumpster at 6:30 p.m. He used an aluminum cane, right hand. Gait was slow, deliberate, consistent with a guarded lumbar injury. No lateral torso rotation. Same gray t-shirt and mesh shorts most days. No visitors. Television on from about 8 a.m. to midnight. Bedroom light until 1 a.m., then dark. I had 209 photographs over 8 days. Every one of them supported the claim. Delano moved like a man with a bad back. I was drafting the closeout report in my head. Legitimate claim. No fraud indicators. Bill the 5 days, send the invoice, move on to the next file. Day 9. I'd stayed late because I was behind on a separate skip trace and was using the downtime to run some OSINT searches on my laptop. It was quiet. Strip mall lot was empty except for my car and a pickup that hadn't moved in 3 days. Scanner was picking up nothing but traffic stops. I had the camera running on the tripod more out of habit than anything. The shutter was set to fire every 45 seconds on the interval timer. At 2:41 a.m., the stairwell door on the northeast side of the building opened. Delano walked out. No cane. Upright. Shoulders back, full stride, the kind of walk you see from a man who's been on construction sites for 20 years. Not a trace of the gait I'd been documenting for 8 days. He crossed the parking lot in a straight line, didn't hesitate, didn't look around, and walked to the far corner where the asphalt meets the tree line. Then he stopped. He just stood there, facing the trees. I pulled the camera off the interval timer and started shooting manually. f2.8 ISO pushed to 6400, sodium light from the parking lot giving me just enough. He was sharp in the frame, motionless, hands at his sides, feet shoulder width apart, facing the tree line like he was waiting for something to come out of it. The cicadas had gone quiet. I remember that because they'd been screaming all night and then they just stopped. I could hear my engine ticking as it cooled. I could hear my own breathing. He stood there for 47 minutes. I know because I timestamped the first frame and the last frame. 2:41 a.m. to 3:28 a.m. Then he turned, walked back across the lot, same strong stride, went up the stairs, and the door closed behind him. I sat in the car for another 20 minutes. Reviewed the frames on the camera's rear screen. Clean shots, sharp focus. Delano, no cane, standing upright in a parking lot at 2:41 in the morning. I had the fraud. I could have called Patel that morning and closed it out. But there was something about the way he stood there, the precision of it, the stillness, that didn't fit the profile. Fraud subjects sneak out to play golf. They carry groceries. They forget the cane and jog to the mailbox. They don't stand in a parking lot facing the woods for exactly 47 minutes at exactly 2:41 a.m. I decided to stay on the case another night. Night 10, I shifted my schedule. Got to the lot at midnight. Same spot, same setup. Brought a thermos this time instead of the paper cup. Settled in. 2:40, stairwell door opened. Delano walked out, no cane. Same stride, same route across the lot, same corner by the tree line. He stopped, faced the trees, stood there. I timed it again, 47 minutes, not approximately 47. I'm talking 2:41 to 3:28. I checked the EXIF data on the first and last frames 3 times. The precision was, it was mechanical. Nobody hits the same mark to the second, night after night. Not without a timer, not without something telling them when to start and when to stop. Night 11. Same. Exactly the same. I started keeping a separate field log just for the nighttime activity. Timestamp, duration, route, posture, everything. I laid the entries side by side on the laptop. They were identical. Not similar. Identical. The same number of steps across the lot, the same arm position, hands at his sides, fingers slightly curled, like he was holding something that wasn't there. By day 12, I had more than enough for Patel. Called him that morning, told him the subject was ambulatory without assistive devices during nocturnal hours, displaying full range of motion inconsistent with the claimed injury. Standard language. He said send the report and the photos. I said I would, but I didn't. Not yet. 19 years and I still can't leave a clean case alone when something doesn't fit. It's a problem. My ex-wife used to say I didn't know how to stop watching. She wasn't wrong. Here's what didn't fit. I went back through every nighttime photo, all 3 nights of 2:41 footage, and looked at the building, not the subject. Unit 312. Bedroom window. 3rd floor, northeast corner. The light was on. In every frame. Delano walked out of the apartment at 2:41 a.m. and the bedroom light stayed on behind him. Could be a lamp on a timer. Could be he just left it on. That's what I told myself. Reasonable explanation. Move on. But in 2 of the frames from night 11, there was a shape in the window. Standing at the glass, I'd missed it because I was focused on the subject in the parking lot, running the telephoto at full extension. The window was in the mid-ground, slightly soft, but when I cropped and sharpened on the laptop, same gray t-shirt, same build, same height, standing at the glass, looking down, I told myself it was a reflection, light bouncing off the glass, sodium vapor playing tricks. I almost believed it. Night 13, I set up 2 cameras. Canon on the tripod aimed at the parking lot, same as always. Second camera, an old Nikon D750 I keep in the trunk, aimed at the 3rd floor window. Interval timer on both, every 15 seconds. 2:41 a.m. Stairwell door opens. Delano walks out, no cane, crosses the lot, stands at the tree line. I'm watching through the Canon's viewfinder, and I can see him sharp in the parking lot, clear as a photograph before you take it. Then I lean over to the Nikon's live view screen. Unit 312, bedroom window, a figure standing at the glass, same height, same shoulders, same gray t-shirt, arms at its sides, looking down at the parking lot. The subject in the parking lot tilted his head up, slowly, like he knew. He was looking at the window. They stood like that, facing each other, 3 stories apart, for 47 minutes. The one in the parking lot looking up, the one in the window looking down. Neither moved, neither looked away. At 3:28, the one in the parking lot turned and walked back to the stairwell. The one in the window. It didn't turn. It just wasn't there anymore. Like it was a frame that got deleted. I sat in the car until sunrise. Didn't move. Didn't pack up the cameras. Just sat there with my hands on the steering wheel, staring at the building. I followed maybe 2,000 people over 19 years. Cheating spouses, insurance claimants, bail skips, custody disputes. You develop a sense for how people move, how they behave when they think nobody's watching. It's the whole job, watching people be themselves. What I saw on those two screens wasn't how people move, it was how something practices moving like a person. The same steps, the same arm angle, the same 47 minutes, over and over, like a loop that doesn't know it's a loop. I should have called Patel. I should have sent the daytime fraud photos and closed the file. I didn't. I went back one more night. That was the mistake. Night 14. I got to the lot at 1 a.m. early, wanted to be set up with both cameras locked in before anything started. I backed into my usual spot, killed the engine, reached for the cannon, and stopped. Someone was already in the parking lot, far corner, where Delano stood every night. Same position, hands at his sides, facing the tree line. But it was 1 a.m., not 2:41. The schedule had moved. Or something else was standing there and the schedule didn't apply to it. I looked up at the building, Unit 312. Bedroom light on, and there, in the window, the silhouette. Same height, same gray t-shirt, standing at the glass, looking down, two of them, an hour and 41 minutes ahead of schedule. I picked up the Canon, hands shaking, zoomed to 400 on the one in the parking lot, sharp in the sodium light. Delano's face, Delano's build, eyes open, fixed on the tree line, mouth slightly open, not breathing, or not breathing in a way I could see. I panned to the tree line. A third one, just inside the shadow line where the parking lot light didn't reach. Standing between two live oaks, same height, same build, same gray t-shirt. I could see the collar, I could see the way the shirt hung on the shoulders, same way it hung on the subject at the mailbox every morning. But this one was facing the parking lot, facing the other two, three of them. One in the lot, one in the window, one in the trees. I put the camera down, my hands wouldn't stop shaking and the viewfinder was useless. Right eye twitching so badly I couldn't hold focus. I could feel my heartbeat in my teeth. None of them moved. Not for the next 2 hours. I know because I watched. I sat in that car and I watched three identical figures of Marcus Delano stand in three different positions and not move for 2 hours. At 3:28, same time as every other night, the one in the parking lot turned and walked back to the stairwell. The one in the trees just wasn't there anymore. The one in the window was gone. I drove home. I didn't stop. I didn't look in the rearview mirror. I went inside, locked the door, sat on my kitchen floor, and did not sleep. Morning. I called Patel, sent the daytime fraud photos, days 1 through 8, subject with the cane, plus the first night's footage of him walking without it. Clear evidence of exaggerated limitations. Enough for a fraud denial. I wrote the report in 40 minutes, billed 5 days, invoice paid in 2 weeks. I never sent the footage from nights 10 through 14. Deleted it, reformatted both memory cards, shredded the handwritten field logs. The file I sent Patel was clean, professional, complete, just not all of it. 3 weeks went by. I picked up 2 new cases, a skip trace in New Braunfels, a background check for a family law attorney. Normal work. I started sleeping again, mostly. Then I was reviewing the gas station photos from the skip trace. The subject wasn't there. Dead lead, wrong location. But I was scrolling through the shots on my laptop when I saw something in the background of frame 19. The gas station was on Gilbo Road, 4 blocks from my apartment. A figure, edge of the frame, standing on the sidewalk, facing the camera. Same height, same build, gray t-shirt. I put the laptop down. I picked up my phone, opened the Ring app, my front door camera. I scrolled back through the motion alerts. 3 weeks of footage, 21 nights. Every night, 2:41 a.m. Someone standing at the curb in front of my apartment, facing the front door. Same figure, same height, same gray t-shirt, Same posture, hands at his sides, fingers slightly curled. He stood there for 47 minutes, every night. Then he was gone. 21 nights. It started the same night I closed the Delano case. I never opened those motion alerts because they came in at 2:41 a.m. and I was asleep, and the thumbnail just showed my street and I archived them without looking. But they weren't my empty street. He was there, every single night, standing, watching my door. I don't know what Marcus Delano is. I ran the background check 6 ways. Delano exists: social security number, driver's license, tax returns, credit history. He's real on paper, but paper doesn't stand in 3 places at once. Paper doesn't follow you home. It's 2:38 now. I'm in the Mattress Firm parking lot. I've been here since midnight. I don't want to be at my apartment at 2:41. I don't know where to be at 2:41.